welcome to That Stamp Guy. So, today we've got some really interesting stamps actually. This first stamp, we can see it here, is actually an Australian stamp. And it's actually a John Monash stamp. Now, John Monash was he was an Australian civil engineer. But he was actually an Australian military commander in the First World War, and he commanded the 13th Infantry Brigade before the war, and then shortly after its outbreak he became commander of the 4th Brigade in Egypt. And then he actually took part in the Gallipoli campaign. So he's a famous Australian, and they've put him on a stamp there. And if you don't know about Gallipoli, that was the Anzacs, so the New Zealand and Australian Army Corps fought in Turkey in the First World War. So that is our first stamp for the day. Now, I've got one of these. This is quite an interesting stamp. It is this one here. Oops, we could just get it in. Get it in focus. There we go. So that one there is a Bowman and Marin, which is actually a Czechoslovakian stamp. So this was actually issued in 1939, and it's actually part of a landscape series. And I've actually got one of the other landscape ones here too, which is this one here. Let's get it on there. And if you notice, it's got something a little bit different from the other one, and it's got what we call on it, this is a perfin stamp. So this actually has the initials or a name perforated across it. And this was done to actually discourage theft of the stamp. And its name is actually a contraction of perforated initials or perforated insignia. They're also sometimes called spiffs, like spiff stamps, which is basically, it's an abbreviation of stamps perforated with initials of firms and societies. Now, another stamp. This is quite a nice stamp actually. I quite like this one. This is actually a mint stamp. Oh, get it in there. There we go. So this is a mint stamp, and it is from the Togolese, or the Republic of Togolese, which is now called Togo, which is in Africa. So it's an African stamp, and this one's mint, as I said, and it dates from 62. If you have a look here, we've actually got President Kennedy on there, John F. Kennedy, the American president, and the president of Togo, and his name was President Olympio. So we put that one there. Okay, so a Republic of Togo stamp. Now we have a look here. The next stamp of the day, here we go, is a Pakistani stamp. Okay, now this has a picture of the Khyber Pass on it. Okay, and this is a violet coloured stamp. It's worth 1 Pakistani paisa, and it has if you have a look, it says that service there. So see where it says service, so that's actually an overprint. And when I first thought, I thought, oh, maybe the stamp's worth a bit more because of the overprint, but it's actually not worth a lot, to be honest. But quite a nice stamp on its own. Then we've actually got an American stamp. Oh, here we go. So this one here, this is a George Washington stamp. So it's got a picture of George Washington on it. Now, George Washington, he was actually the first president of the United States. Okay, and if you have a look through your collection, this one is actually not really of any value at all. But some earlier, if you've got really early George Washington stamps, they can actually be worth quite a bit of money. Now this one here, this one actually features, so it's a portrait of it's actually based on a painting by Gilbert Stuart, And this stamp was issued on October the 8th, 1954. And so, as I say, not worth a lot, but if you've got very old George Washington stamps, they're very collectible. So have a look through your collection, see if you've got some older ones. Now I've got quite a bigger stamp here. It's quite a big stamp. Oh, if I can just move that along there. There we go, sorry. Push that. Let's get a bit of a focus going there. There we go. Okay, so this is a Japanese stamp. Okay, quite a pretty stamp. And this is this is actually 1964. It's a 1964 stamp. Ooh, let's move those down a bit. And this stamp is actually, it depicts the tale of Genji. And the tale of Genji, now it's a classic work in Japanese literature. It was written in the early 11th century by a noble woman and a lady-in-waiting. And her name was Murasaki Shikibu. I hope I've pronounced that right, maybe not. The story is an exquisite portrait of courtly life in medieval Japan, and actually it's widely celebrated as the world's first novel. Now the story, I'm not going to go too much into the story, but Genji is the shining prince, and he's actually the son of the emperor. He's a passionate character whose tempestuous nature, family circumstances, love affair, alliances and shifting political fortunes form the core of the story. Now, we're going to actually come up to, here's a stamp actually from my own country. This is a New Zealand stamp. Okay, here we go. There it is. It is the Puri Moth stamp. Okay. Also, sorry, I'll put that back up there again. Also known, oh, come on, focus. There we go. Also known as the Moth stamp. Now this stamp here, that was actually issued in 1973. So yeah, this is a 1973 issue stamp. And it's actually part of the New Zealand Definitive series from 1970 to 1976, which actually included like other moths and insects. Yeah, and this particular one's a 4-cent stamp. They actually did, in 1977, you might have one that's got like an 8 cents on it, and that was an 8 cents over stamp. Yeah. The stamp is of very little value, although, if I can have a closer look, if I bring it in again, there we go, and I'll just focus. Oh, come back. There we go, I don't know whether you can see it, there. But if you can see the veins in the wings there, so there's these dark green veins there. I think you can just see it there. Now, if you have one with the dark green veins missing, then that can actually be of some value. Not huge amount of money, but it's worth a lot more than the one we're just looking at now. And for that reason, that is why this stamp here, the New Zealand Pururi Moth stamp, is my stamp of the day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.